Hari Om Swamiji. Hari Om everyone. Thank you everyone for joining it. Yesterday Swamiji stopped the satsang at a very interesting juncture about the story of Dharma in the form of the bull. So we are all very keen. बहुत उत्सुक है अभी सुनने के लिए आगे का भाग. So Swamiji, over to you. At the end, we'll just make the announcement about the Somvar program tomorrow as well. But over to you, Swami.
Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpattyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Hari Om, salutations to all. So yesterday we saw that Parikshit Raja, he had assured Dharma and Dharani, that is Mother Earth, that they have nothing to fear and he will protect them. And he also listed various things that a king who does not give protection to the pious people, to the dharmic people, will lose Ayu, Kirti, Yasha, Gati, all this person will lose. Now, when Dharma was asked that who did this to you and what is the cause of your sorrow, so Dharma didn't point any one particular cause of sorrow. He did not blame anybody. But he listed out a few things that people say, that people blame. People say that some devatas are cause of my sorrow, some past karma is the cause of my sorrow, my own swabhav is the cause of the sorrow. Somebody says God is the cause of sorrow. So like that, people can keep blaming. But he doesn't give any reason. He says, you are wise enough, you find out. So Parikshit Raja identifies that he is Dharma, and he gives one very important point which we saw yesterday also. Yad adharma krita sthanam suchakasyapi tad bhavet. So when we have karta bhav, when a jiva has karta bhav, then that jiva will blame others and make them responsible and hold them responsible for one's own suffering. Dharma refuses to do that. Dharma says, I cannot blame anyone, nor will I blame myself. That's why that swabhava word is there, no? Because some people may say, I am the cause of my sorrow, my swabhava is the cause. Somebody will say my own karma, somebody will say devata, somebody will say some planet, somebody will say God. One can keep blaming. But the fact is there is sorrow. That has to be dealt with. Cause one can find out so that one can remove the root cause. And the root cause is one has forgotten Bhagavan. So one has to start doing that. Now here he continues, Parikshit Raja further he continues and he says that 4 important aspects of Dharma. See, if these 4 are there, then that is where Dharma is properly. And Dharma Samsthapana means Sthapana of these 4. Tapas, Shaucham, Daya and Satyam. And these four are in the order of their expressions in the four yugas. So in Satyuga, all the four are there: Tapa, Shaucham, Daya, and Satyam. In Treta Yuga, Tapa gone. So Shaucha, Daya, and Satya remain. Dwapar Yuga, Shaucha is also gone. So Daya and Satyam remain. Kali Yuga, Daya also gone. Only Satyam remains. That also is very weak. It is not that people are happily following Satyam. That is not happening. Because the Kali Dharma is cunningness, and that is what is come to destroy this Satyam. This Kali has come to destroy that one leg, which means full Adharma will happen. If that leg is destroyed, then Adharma alone remains. These four are important. Now, what is Tapaha? So, tapas means living in austerity, and in this context, tapas means the highest form of austerity, which is to contemplate steadily on the self. So the mind, intellect, the body, the senses is aligned, and one has focused on remembering Bhagavan. So through contemplation as well as through daily action of Karma Yoga, one keeps remembering the Lord. That is greatest tapas. Ramana Maharshi says to be free of ego is the greatest tapas. Ahamapetakam nija vibhanakam. To be free from the ego and to be constantly aware of one's own true nature. Mahadidam tapo Ramana Vagyam. This is the greatest tapas, says Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi in the Upadeshsar. Satyug, the mind of people is that pure. And because it is supported with Shaucham, Daya, and Satyam. Shaucha, Daya, Satyam are necessary preparatory sadhanas also to ensure that our mind remains in contemplation, remembers Bhagavan. So tapas is that. Simpler meaning of tapas, Gurudev is to say that, the moment we say tapas, then we think that, oh, it is so difficult to do. Only sadhus, rishis, sannyasis, they are capable of doing. And, tapas means somebody who has not eaten for a long time, sitting below some tree, long jata, very emaciated person. The rib cage can be seen, or a great tapasvi. We can't do all this tapas and all that. That is no doubt one form of tapas, because the mind is absorbed in the highest. Then one is not bothered about the body. But Gurudev used to say tapas means any attempt to rise from the present level of existence to a higher level is called tapas. To break out of comfort zone is tapas. To live in self-control is tapas. Concentration of the mind is tapas. Yoga Shastra defined tapas like that. Aikagryam paramam tapaha. Concentration of the mind is tapas. If I am attached to some sense object, to refrain from that and to gain a certain mastery, if I don't like something but I do it because it is good for me, then that is tapas. Where I'm breaking out of my comfort zone. Any success cannot be achieved without breaking out of comfort zone. Forget any spiritual success. Material success also will not happen. I have to break out of comfort zones. I have to ensure that I push my boundaries and manifest my potential by disciplining the senses, by disciplining the mind, disciplining the intellect, and then applying it with single pointedness to the goal. We should ask ourselves as a sadhak, what is the tapas I am doing now? Swamiji, right now too much tapas is happening. Morning 5:30 meditation is also happening, then evening some satsang is happening, and through the day we are doing work also, and then this nama japa of Gurudev's 108 times Om Shri Chinmaya Sadguruve Namaha also is happening, and then Paduka Puja is also happening. तो बहुत ज्यादा हो गया अभी तो. After this Adhik Maas, next 1 year, no tapas. Don't do like that. Do what you can do in moderation and keep doing. Each day we should ask ourselves, am I better than yesterday? In my self-control, in my selflessness, in my service. If I am, then I'm evolving, because tapa literally means to rise higher. Opposite of tap is pat. Pat means to fall. Tap will burn. So our comfort zones will burn, likes and dislikes will burn, papa karmas will burn. So tapa. And the subtler the tapasya it is, the greater the power it has. So nididhyasana is the subtlest of tapas. Puja, japa, even there loud japa, dan, yajna, tirtha, yatra, upvas. No doubt these are all tapas. But each one where there is more engagement of the senses, that is simpler and grosser tapas. Where there is withdrawal from the senses and lesser support systems, that is subtlest tapas. So tapaha, shaucham. So before we go to shaucham, tapas, tapas will destroy tamas. Very important. If there is tamas in my life, that is a big enemy. And tapas on one hand can destroy tamas, but tapas on the other hand, if we don't have the right attitude, can increase tamas also. How? Just now what I said, that can happen. बहुत मेहनत कर लिया अभी 1 महीना, अभी उसके बाद नहीं होगा. And then one goes to another extreme where just there is no discipline, one doesn't get up, one doesn't do remembrance of Bhagwan, just says, nahi boss, now I need to chill. Then that tapas has brought tamas. One should not swing to extremes. That's why in the Gita Bhagwan says moderation. Moderation is important. In spirituality, it is not a 100-meter sprint, it is a marathon. One has to train for that. 100-meter sprint, fatafat it will get over. Of course, there is a lot of hard work required for that, but it is 100 meters. It is a marathon. This will go on. Not only this life, life after life, till one doesn't realize Brahman. So one has to build that stamina. So tapas is important. In Satyuga, people lived in tapas. More tapasya was being done. People were not victims of so much of comfort. See, we are talking about Yuga Dharma, okay? Please remember always, there will be some people who will be adharmic, who will not do tapasya, who will be comfort loving, or who will be, indulgent to the other extremes. So we are not talking about that. We are talking about Yuga Dharma, the Samanya Dharma of all the people, the mindset of the people at that time is they are living in tapas. And Shaucham, Daya, Satyam. Comfort, Gurudev used to say, comfort comes as a guest, lingers on to become the host, and then completely enslaves us. What came as a guest, it will just occupy. Every morning you must have experienced. 4:30, 4:45, the alarm rings, you will get up also, and then you say, no, 10 minutes more. It's 5:30, to get ready. Some people I know, they get up at 5:20 only and just quickly put water on the face and come and sit. That mind is like that. It will go on telling us little more comfort. 5 minutes more I will sleep. And then that snooze button, one keeps putting, goes to sleep. And sometimes one doesn't wake up, one wakes up after 1 hour. Comfort is like that. It will come. Tapas ensures that we should not become victims of this comfort. We can have comfortable life, but we should not have become victims of comfort. And there's a very thin line there. Only the seeker will know. Where have I slipped into tamas? One has to come back. So tapas very important. Without tapas, no realization will happen. Then shaucham. Contemplation, if it has to happen, purity of mind is very important. If purity of mind is not there, no matter how much I study, it will not help. And purity of mind is important for all aspects of life. Our happiness directly proportional to purity of mind. Our sorrow directly proportional to impurity of the mind. Relationships will be also good and happy if my mind is pure. Even the negative person will not be able to affect me, bother me if my mind is pure. So it does not depend on other person, it depends on my mind. Love, happiness, productivity, everything is more if the mind is pure and positive. And this purity only we carry with us. So we have a choice whether when we have come here, with what mind we came, have we gone with a purer mind or have we gone with an impure mind, collecting more impurities. Shaucham means purity, meaning kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya. They should become lesser. And jnana, bhakti, vairagya, seva, sadhana, sanyam, swadhyay, they all should increase. Then that is purity. The root cause of all impurities is selfishness. If we keep one focus on that, selfishness has to reduce. Self-importance, craving for self-importance has to reduce. How it will reduce? When we do seva, nishkam bhav, and when we find joy within. When we don't find joy within, then we want everybody to applaud, appreciate, and give us importance and man and pride, and that is very temporary. We find joy within, then somebody appreciates, thank you. Somebody doesn't appreciate, no problem. And live so happily, so free, independent. Doesn't matter what people tell. So purity. Gurudev created the whole Chinmaya mission for this. Knowledge and tapas is one, but purity, because the platform is required by us to serve, to give out our rajoguna, exhaust our rajoguna in a sattvic field. So seva has to be done. Tapa, shaucham, then daya. See, if tapas is difficult to do in Satyug, all four are there. In Treta Yug, tapas goes, people start doing more of, rites, rituals, and other things. And so through that, they are at least able to purify their mind to do seva. Through that, they purify the mind. Then that also goes. And Dwapar Yuga, what happens? Daya is there. So Daya will happen. When will a person be compassionate? Again, when selflessness is there, one will be compassionate, or one has at least sensitivity. Sensitivity should be there that somebody is suffering. What best can I do to remove their sorrow? If one is self-obsessed with one's own self, I, me and mine, one will not even be sensitive to other people's suffering. And one may use their suffering to boost one's ego. That is terrible. One uses the seva to boost one's own ego rather than really removing the suffering of that person. So Bhagavan says here that daya, very important, is the third, this thing of compassion. Gurudev was moved by compassion. When he saw people in our country suffering, and he said such pristine, glorious knowledge we have in the Upanishads, and how Gangaji flows down from the mountains and comes into the plains to share this benefit with everybody. Let people's lives be benefited. He says, like that, this Jnana Ganga should nurture everybody's life. Why is it remaining only in the confines of a few people? So he brought it down. Dravitam hridayam yasya samskriter vikshya hanim cha bharatasya cha dusthitim. When he saw the decline of our culture, the terrible condition of our country, and this is in the 1950s, 51, when he started the Chinmaya movement, he said this has to be taken. Because he was moved, and this compassion was not a passive compassion. Nishkriya karuna kvapi safalana bhavishyati. Passive compassion will not lead to anything. He'll just remain, oh, poor people, they are suffering, so sad. Nishkriya karuna kvapi safalana bhavishyati. Iti matva sarvadaiva karmani vartate yatihi. Having understood this, he engaged in action. Active compassion is to remove the sorrow of people. What can I do to help the people? And throughout his life, he was like that. If my spirituality cannot make me compassionate, what spirituality am I following? Movement in life is passion to dispassion to compassion. People think that, oh, this person has become Vairagi, Virakta, the person is indifferent, does not care for anybody. Why? Because thinking only world is illusory and does not have any interest in anything. The fruit of dispassion is compassion. The flowering and the fruit of dispassion is compassion. Look at the lives of all great Mahatmas who have experienced absolute oneness. For them, the world does not even exist actually. But how they serve with such deep level of compassion. So daya, in us daya is a quality which will help us to open up, to go beyond our ego, and we think our sorrows are maximum and we are suffering and we have so many problems. Tulsidas ji said, you start solving the problems of others, you will understand your sorrows are nothing. What is the world going through in front of that? What is your sorrow? Nothing. And one will be able to just deal with it objectively rather than victimizing oneself. Daya is important for that also. So daya is on oneself also and daya is on others also. We also make mistakes, we also do blunders. Then we have to be compassionate, kind to ourselves, forgive, move on. No need of guilt and self-condemnation, beating oneself up. Compassion towards oneself, compassion towards others. Very important. So tapa, shaucham, daya. Now in Kali Yuga, what happened? Tapa gone. Who is doing meditation for that Supreme Lord? Who is living in tapasya? Very few people. And those very things which are helping us to unite with Bhagwan, they have become means for bhoga rather than yoga. What all people are doing? Kitten yoga. What a terrible thing. Put a kitten on your body and do the asanas and balance yourself. Horrible. Beer yoga. Holding the beer can and doing all this and then drinking beer while doing yoga. That's such a horrible thing to do. Hot yoga, beer yoga, kitten yoga, goat yoga. अरे पता नहीं क्या कर रहे हैं. That which is meant to realize oneness with Bhagavan, bringing it to such ridiculous levels. That is Kali Yuga. Tapa gone. Then Shaucham. Where is purity of conduct, purity of speech? What language people use today, and they take pride in using all kinds of pathetic words. And they think that is modernity and they think that is being cool. Brahma only delusion that is. Every word we speak creates vibrations. It creates impact on our mind. It brings pictures in the mind. Psychology of words one has to understand. And the speech is so powerful that if that speech is trained properly, what we speak will become true. That much power is there in our thoughts, in our speech. It will manifest. We don't understand all that and we are using this jihva. Vak Devi resides on this. And what all we are making that Vak Devi do? Any kind of language, abuse, slur, pata nahi kya. So, purity of thought, purity in conduct, purity in speech, purity in relationships, commitment. In Kali Yuga, where we are seeing all this breaking down. Tapa gone, Shaucham gone. Maximum what people do externally, they appear very clean, hygiene. I can't drink that water. I have to have everything very clean. Array, external cleanliness is important, but what about internal cleanliness? Externally, both people are so clean, tip top, perfect, and they look at each other and they smile and they say, hi, how are you? I hope all is well with you. And inside they are thinking, I hope you die. Why are you even alive? What purity of mind? Thinking all impure thoughts inside. Externally, one may have put all the makeup and looks very tip top. That is Kali Yuga. Tapa, Shaucham, Daya, compassion. See, no doubt there are few people who live in this also, tapasya, shaucham, daya, all that. We are talking the majority, Yuga Dharma. So the daya also, people have become so Some are compassionate, but so many are not. And they see suffering and they just ignore. Daya and Satyam. Now what Satyam, see literally Satyam is the name of Bhagavan only. Actually speaking, Satya is not just speaking the truth. In Bhagavat only it comes Satyam Param Dhimahi. I meditate on the Lord who is Satyam. One of the names of Bhagavan is Satyam only. Truth is Bhagavan. When it is said Satyam eva jayate na anritam, it is not the truth in conduct only. It is Bhagavan, it is Dharma. That alone wins. Adharma will not. So, truth in one's behavior, sadachar, sadvichar, sadvyavahar, sadvani, truth at all levels. If truth is not there, trust will not be there. And are we not facing that today? Trust deficit is the biggest deficit today. People don't trust each other. Children don't trust the parents, parents don't trust the children, spouses don't trust each other, siblings don't trust each other, employee don't trust each other. Where? Student doesn't trust the teacher. Spiritual student also and spiritual teacher also don't trust each other. What a pathetic situation we are living in. Then obviously isolation, depression, loneliness, all that will happen. But trust is not there. Why trust is not there? Truthfulness is not there. Hiding is there. Manipulation is there. Then life will be miserable. So Parikshit Raja, he says here that three things. So Tapa, Shaucham, Daya and Satyam. In that Tapa, Shaucham, Daya have gone. And what has destroyed these? Now you see that. In that Canto 1, Discourse 17, we are on 24th shloka. Adharman Shaistrayo Bhagnaha Smaya Sangha Madaistava. These three have destroyed this. What? So Smaya. Smaya is pride. Pride has destroyed tapasya. I know everything. I don't need anything. All kinds of pride. Now that has destroyed this tapasya. Then Shaucham. Na? So purity is destroyed by attachment. So where attachment comes, asakti will come. There one will not be able to have purity. Why? Because that asakti will bring all other impurities. Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, all that it will bring. And it will bring partiality also. So purity will go then. So asakti, attachment will destroy Shaucham. And intoxication, that will destroy Daya. One is power mad. Mad, intoxicated with power, position, popularity, prestige, pleasure, mad with that. So doesn't have compassion. Because one is so obsessed, because all this intoxication, one forgets, one gets absorbed in that what one is intoxicated by. So one forgets even basic things about oneself, about others. Intoxicated. So Daya also gone. He says, these three have destroyed your three legs. Now you have only one foot left in the shape of truthfulness, on which you are somehow supporting yourself. Because that Satyam also is not full. And what will destroy Satyam? Kali. This cunningness, manipulation, deceit, concealment, all this, that will destroy Satyam. And this Kali is come for that, to destroy this. So he says here this 25th shloka, he says, Idanim dharma padaste satyam nirvartayed yataha tam jighrikshatya dharmoyam andrite naidhita kalihi. This Kali, with the support of falsehood, wants to destroy this one leg also. So he says, now I recognize you are Dharma. And who is the cow? He says, this cow is Mother Earth. Iyam tu bhur Bhagavata Nyasito Rubhara Sati Srimad Bhis Tat Padanyasaihi Sarvata Krita Kautuka. So this cow is none other than Mother Earth, and her burden was relieved by Bhagavan Krishna himself, and he walked on her, moved around on her. She was so delighted. Now that he has forsaken her, the Holy Mother now grieves like an unlucky woman with tears in her eyes. And the fact she is suffering also is that she thinks now that the Shudras who hate the Brahmanas and pretend to be the kings, such cunning people are going to rule over her. Now just see the extremities in which the earth has fallen to. At one time, just some time back, Bhagavan was on the earth, cleared the earth of 100 Akshavinis of adharmic people, restored Dharma, restored the four legs of Kali. Bhagavan restored and went. And when he went, Kali entered. And as soon as Kali entered, three legs are gone. Again, that Dharma is on one leg. See, one by one, it was legs were going, and then Bhagavan's avatar happened. Bhagavan already restored. That was said yesterday, we saw. And Bhagavan went and Kali entered. And in such a short time, Kali has already finished three legs. Gone. Dharma's three legs are gone. And now earth is again sorrowful and suffering. She was so blissful. Now she, from that level of bliss, she has fallen into the depths of despair. That's why her sorrow is inconsolable as though. Now Parikshit Raja saw this with his eyes. See, this also indicates what was said earlier about Parikshit Raja, that he remembered Bhagavan and he heard the glories of Bhagavan, how Bhagavan was serving the Pandavas and helping them. And he had a lot of bhav. So a person who has purity, a person who has steadfastness, a person who has that surrender and devotion, such a king is able to see. This is the Adhi-Daivik roop of Dharma and Dharani, Bhumi Mata, who have taken the form of a bull and the cow. Ordinary people can't see all this. And they can't even recognize, even if they see, because these are not visible to the naked eye. They are visible to the eye of purity. So Parikshit Raja is able to see. Now, what did Parikshit Raja do? He had given the boon to, he had given the assurance to Dharma and Dharani. What did he do? He took out his sword. Iti dharmam mahichaiva santvayitva maharataha nishatamada khadgam kalaye dharma hetave. And with what motive did he do that? He removed this sword ready to destroy this Kali, finish this Kali out. So when he did that, this Kali saw this, that this Raja is going to kill me. So immediately he fell at the feet of Parikshit Raja. And he is overwhelmed with fear that, oh, I am going to be killed, I am going to be destroyed. So he has fallen at the feet. And patitam padayor viraha kripayadina vatsalaha sharanyo navat dhit shlokya aha chedam hasanniva. Now this Raja is compassionate. If anybody takes the refuge of the Raja and genuinely is repenting and wants to surrender, will drop the other wrong ways, then the Raja forgives. So this compassion, Parikshit is a good-hearted person, dharmic person, compassionate, kind. So when he saw the protection, when he saw that this Kali has sought his protection, then compassion rose in his heart. Kripaya Dina Vatsala, he is benevolent to those who are, taking refuge. Then what did he do? Na avadhit. He did not kill Kali. Now see what happened here. Some of the Mahatmas, they explain like this, Kali touched the feet of Parikshit Raja. So Parikshit Raja got overwhelmed by misplaced compassion. What his grandfather Arjun was affected by, same thing affects him now. Misplaced compassion, because just some time back he said Raja's dharma is to protect the adharma, protect the people and destroy adharma, give punishment to evildoers. And this fellow is doing such terrible thing, Kali. And he's seeing the praja's minds are getting influenced by Kali also. And he's seeing that mother cow and the dharma, the bull, all of them are getting affected. He's tormenting them. He should have finished Kali. So some of the sadhu mahatmas, they say that Kali went and touched the feet, and that influenced the buddhi of Parikshit Raja. Some people, some mahatmas go to the extent of saying ki don't allow unknown people to even touch your feet, whoever that person may be, because if the people who are very adharmic, they come and touch your feet, they will take away your punya. Means your punya will get destroyed. They will benefit, but your punya will get destroyed. And you don't know who are people who are coming, what kind of mindset they have. So some people even go to that extent of explaining that. That's why some Mahatmas don't allow anybody to touch their feet. Not that they are scared of anything, but vibrations will affect. Those who are, realized masters and beings and all of them, it doesn't bother them. This is for a sadhak. So some sadhaks take that stand and they say, no, because it takes a lot of time to do tapasya, and that tapobala goes away. So it's like that wire, no? Electricity is running somewhere, you put the wire, it will drain, no? So this Parikshit Raja got influenced by that. That is one explanation. Other explanation we will come to, that why did he spare this Kali? So he didn't kill Kali. And then what did he say? He said that because you have surrendered, you have joined your palms, there is nothing for you to fear. Why? Because we have inherited the glorious traditions of Arjun. And we belong to great Pandavas dynasty. I will not kill you, but on no account you should stay in my realm, because you are a friend of Adharma. Na vartitavyam bhavata kathanchana kshetre madiye tvam adharma bandhuhu. You are a friend of unrighteousness. You cannot stay here. This Bharat Bhumi is meant for sadhana, tapasya, tyag, and you don't stay here. Go from here. So he says, why? Because ever since you have taken up abode, where as soon as you have entered, then this greed, falsehood, thieving, wickedness, proneness to sin, poverty, vile, hypocrisy, all these have come. We don't want all this. So you please stop. You go from here. I will not kill you. I will spare you, but you must not be here. The voice is breaking or what? Is the voice clear?
We can hear you clearly, Swamiji.
So then you have to figure out if somebody's voice is breaking, then you figure out your audio or internet. All right. So this Kali was told, you wait. You don't wait here, you go. I will spare you, but you go from here. In this land of Brahmavarta, Bhagavan abides in the form of sacrifices, blesses his votaries. Brahmavarte yatra yajanti yajna yagneshwaram yajna vitana vignaha. And so we will do our sadhana, and we are meant to do all that. We don't want all this greed and manipulation and cunningness, all this we don't like. So you move out of this place. So now Kali heard this, and this Kali was trembling, and Kali made this request. So what did he say? Kali said that, your kingdom is very vast. Wherever I go, or wherever I think of going, I see you are there and your rule is there. And, he dramatizes it saying, I'm seeing you standing there with a sword, meaning dharma is prevalent everywhere. And the Rajya Dharma, Raja is doing his dharma well. So he says that I find you bow and arrow in hand. Therefore, you tell me the place where I can settle down permanently. In compliance with your orders, I will follow. You choose the place. So now Sutaji says, what places are chosen by Parikshit Raja? Now you see here. अभ्यर्थितस्तदा तस्मै स्थाना निकलये ददौ द्यूतं पानं स्त्रियः सूना yatra dharmas chaturvidha. He chooses 4 places. He says, you go and stay these places. What are these? One is a dyutam, gambling. Panam, alcohol. Striyaha, meaning this, vyabhichar, prostitution. And then Suna means slaughterhouse. He says, go and stay in these 4 places because all these 4 places are prone to adharma. You go and stay there. You are anyway adharma's friend. No, go and stay there. Go. Now, what do these 4 mean? So, gambling. So, what is the quality? The places represent the qualities, okay? So, gambling is where one does not put in the hard work. It encourages laziness, lack of purushartha, and makes that person addicted to that hard-earned money or whatever, parents have earned or one has earned earlier or somebody else in the family has earned. Now in that gambling, one is just putting. What is the hope? The hope is I will get maximum with minimum effort, or actually not much effort at all. No effort, just put the gambling and what comes, if it comes, luck. So it encourages laziness, lack of effort, as well as it encourages greed. Now some people say, Swamiji, it's an investment. Investment is very different. Investment will give you steady return. Point 1. If you think and put investment properly, you do gambling and call it investment, then you lose also. So in investment, you are putting the hard-earned money. After finding out pros, cons, everything, and there are still some returns which will come, you can plow it back. It can give a certain amount of security also. Gambling, what security? Nothing. What hard-earned money goes? Some here and there, but some people may earn little bit, but the mindset that it encourages, as far as the scriptures are concerned, it is adharma only. Mahabharata itself is the proof of that. Dyuta Krida. So, gambling, he says, it will encourage greed, lack of effort. Kali stays in such places. And when one gets addicted, how many lives have got destroyed because of gambling? And people have glorified gambling like anything. Casinos are built everywhere, so many places. In Goa and all that, now you see how many more they have increased. People go abroad also for especially enjoying that. Okay, got it. So one says that, this, we have to experience this sometime or the other, Swamiji, in life. Adharma is not required to be experienced. And the mindset that it encourages, that is the terrible thing. Dyutam, gambling. And people want to make it legalized. That is how Kali Yuga works. Adharma will become dharma, dharma appears to be adharma. That is exactly Kali Yuga. Make prostitution also legalized, make gambling also legalized. Liquor to anyway is considered regular, normal to drink. And if you don't drink, you are a fool. Non-veg to chal hi raha hai. With all the vegetarian movements which are there in the world and vegan and vegetarian and whatnot, It is only 2%. 98% of the world is still non-vegetarian only. You just think about it. So Dyuta will encourage what different type of mindset, One starts depending more on luck. And if one starts winning sometimes, then one gets addicted to it, then one just is blinded. So one is Dyutam. Panam, intoxication, liquor, whatever, wine, alcohol, so many things one drinks. It will intoxicate. And what is the glory of human being? Glory of human being is Viveka Shakti, Buddhi. That Viveka Shakti is gone, destroyed, then human being is worse than animal. Again, Kali Yuga glorifies that or not? People think that it's a great capacity that they have, that they are able to drink this much liquor, and at such a young age they are able to do, and they think they have arrived and they have become mature. Boy has become a man. Why? Because he drank the first, what is that, peg. I don't know what it is called, one peg only, a shot or whatever you call it, and drinks. And glorified, 1, 2, 3, 4, and gets lost. What glory is there in that? To be alert is the glory of human being, not to be dull and dumb and intoxicated and fall somewhere in the gutter and behave like a fool. And then wonder next day, I am sorry. I don't know, did I do something wrong? What happened to me? And how many lives again get destroyed? Alcohol is so glorified. It is actually pain. It destroys gray cells in the brain. It causes all kinds of challenges in the liver also, and in the heart, for the heart also, and obesity and what not. No, Swamiji, in control. There is nothing called in control. You do the research. The WHO research has been there now. 0% of alcohol is good for the body. Zero. So this argument of one wine a day and little red wine is good for the heart. There are 100 other things good for the heart. You don't need to drink red wine for that. So Dyutam, Panam, even without drinking alcohol, it is so difficult to remain alert. And to ensure ego doesn't play the trick and emotions don't overwhelm us. And with that alcohol, so there is no chance where all one goes after that. And the delusion today in Kali Yuga is father and son are sitting together and drinking and thinking that is a great matter of pride. That we are now buddies, alcohol buddies. We can go and drink in the evening and we sit together and mehfil jamaenge and all kinds of nonsense. That one has to have some clarity. That don't do all this. Having got a human body, there's such lovely things that one can do. And there are such better ways to enjoy life. Today, people drink alcohol for everything. Success also, they drink alcohol. Failure also, they drink alcohol. Fear also, they drink alcohol. Depression also, they drink alcohol. Arey baap re. Bhagwan says that is the abode of Kali. States are getting revenue maximum from alcohol. So in COVID time, they had to open up alcohol things first. Everywhere social distancing one is following. And look at what happened during COVID for alcohol. People are scampering like anything for it. Why? Because it is encouraged and the people are getting withdrawal symptoms. So that is another psychological issue and physical issue. But states were not doing it for the good of people. They were doing it because they want revenue. Dyutam, Panam. Then Striya, prostitution. Kama has to be controlled in life. Grihasthashram is meant to channelize the Kama, make it Nishkama, and ensure that the dynasty propagates, and one does seva of the family and expands oneself to love more people, and then through that expand to love the whole world. So Parastri, today that is legalized. And people having extramarital affairs. And then courts are also giving stupid judgments, thinking that there is no control of wife or husband on each other. They can do outside marriage what they want to do. Literally, I'm telling you, Kali Yuga this is the beginning of Kali Yuga. We are only in some 2070th or 72nd year, depending on whichever calendar you follow. 4,32 years are there in Kali Yuga. 4,30 years more to go. Now, where will this go? You think about it. And in such a world, we want to come back. Oh, Bapre. Already the world is going from bad to worse. In that, another 4,30,000 years, and if our karmas are such, we have to come back again. What a karma it is to go through. What a pain. Better get mukti quickly. Otherwise, it's terrible. So this Dyutam, Panam, Striyaha, Suna. Violence happens there. So first one, greed. Second one, dullness and intoxication, it encourages. Third one, lust, uncontrolled lust, it will encourage. Fourth one, violence. Kill animals for satisfying 2 inches of tongue. Just 2 inches of tongue. And there is no logic in that today that it has been proved that you have to eat non-vegetarian for getting protein. There are enough other things you can eat to get protein, quantities and all that also. And today it is proved that you are better off, even as a sports athlete or anybody, the better off shifting to vegetarian diet. Even Virat Kohli has shifted, and that sometime back the world WWF champion was a vegetarian only. It's not that you can't. There's so much more lifestyle, life is better, body is better, performance is better with vegetarian. There's a lot of it is conditioning, and we are guinea pigs in the hands of such powerful companies who want to sell their products, and they are cooking up anything to convince us. So many brands, what they are writing, they're not even having 1/10 of that. This much calcium we have, this much protein we have, full of calcium, full of protein, nothing, it will not be 1% also. See that label behind. Today this consumer awareness is increased so much more, so at least it is better. Still we don't make proper choices because our conditionings are more deeper. So this non-vegetarian food. See, not that people were not eating in those times, but this is where Kali resides, and the Papa Karma will affect the Jiva. You know, in this Dyutam, we have to understand one very important point. This is the view of the Shastra. Now, how much people accept or not, that is up to them. But one thing I have understood, what Shastra says is 100% true. And eventually in our life, we come to realize that only, this is time-tested wisdom, and this only is happening. Might as well follow what Shastra is saying and live our life. It will be much better off. So, Dyutam, so the wealth which has come through unrighteous means will not only destroy the person, will also destroy the generations after that who will use that wealth. We should not forget that wealth which we have acquired unrighteously, or anybody in the family has acquired unrighteously, it will not only pull down that person who has done this to get the unrighteous wealth, but anybody who is enjoying that wealth, who is a beneficiary of that wealth, that person also will get that negative karma. You will see that it comes in Parikshit Raja's life only, it happens. How Kali enters. We will come to that. So, Dyutam, Panam, Striya, Suna. All these animals, the number of animals one kills, one will get the karma of that. In the Bhagavatam ahead it comes. One Raja was doing Bali and offering animals also, and that Raja, Prachin Bari Raja, that 4th canto it comes. It is told to him that all these animals you have killed, now they all are waiting in Swarga. They are waiting with that, what is that? The weapons. They are waiting that when karma is ready, they will slaughter you. That is a traditional way to say a few things, but the point to understand here is that karmic consequences also are there. No, it's not just about taste. Before this, there is no taste. Below this, there is no taste. For 2 inches of tongue, how much violence we do, and look at the amount of, Even if you think about it from purely environmental standpoint, forget any other karmic and other standpoints. From purely environmental standpoint, the amount of resources that the non-vegetarian industry uses, that is the second biggest cause of global warming today. How much water it uses, how much resources, food, plants, trees, everything. And how much torture to the animals. An animal comes to know, and all that fear and everything gets embedded in the body, and that you kill and then you eat that, it will affect you or not. So wherever is possible, one has to avoid all that. So these are abodes of Kali, he says. Parikshit Raja said, you go and stay in these places. And so he continues there that Punascha yachamanaya jata rupa madat prabhu. This Kali was not happy. He says, these are all places which are not very great places. You have given me these four, it is okay, but please, can you give me some more? That itself shows Kali's Swarupa. Kali's Swarupa is greed. 4 places he gave, he's not happy with 4. He wants one more. He wants some more in that. So what does Parikshit Raja do? Tato nritam madam kamam rajo vairam cha panchamam. So he says, Dyutam has anritam, Panam has madam, Striya is kamaha, and Suna is rajoguna. These 4 are the attitudes in the 4 places. So Kali will go and stay in these places. Then Kali asked, please give me a better place, which is not prohibited place type. So the king said, go and stay in gold. Vairam cha panchamam. Go and stay in gold. Amoni pancha sthanani yadharma prabhava kalihi. So when this gold was given as the 5th one, Vairam cha panchamam. So Vairam has 2 meanings. Very important, very beautiful it is. Vairam means, in one meaning it is gold, and in one meaning it is enmity. Is it not that people are killing each other for gold, fighting, killing, destroying for gold? So here enmity, animosity, enmity. Now this Kali goes and occupies. What does Sutaji say? Amoni pancha sthanani yadharma prabhava kalihi autare yena dattani nyavasat tannideshakrit. So 5 abodes Kali goes and stays in these as per the orders of Parikshit Raja. Athaitani na seveta babhushu purusha kvachit. Somebody who is a leader should not engage in these 5. Visheshato dharmashilo raja lokapatir guruhu. Specifically these people, Raja, the king, somebody who is dharmashila, who is walking the path of dharma, somebody who is a guru, somebody who is a lokapati, who is a leader of people. These people should not engage in this. And then what did Parikshit Raja do? He restored the 3 feet of dharma, brought it back to 4. Vrishasya nashtan strin padan tapas shaucham dayamiti pratisandadha ashwasya mahim cha samavardhayat. So he assured the bull, gave the 3 feet, and assured that I will rule properly with good with dharma, and he expanded his kingdom. He ruled nicely. Now what happens here? 2 things now. Why was Kali spared by Parikshit Raja? Ahead he says, later on he explains that one reason he spared Kali is that no doubt he took the refuge. And Raj Dharma says somebody who takes refuge and surrenders, you forgive. So he said, I followed my dharma. That is one. But second, he said, in Kali Yuga, it is the easiest to realize Bhagwan. In Satyuga, one has to do dhyan. Dhyan is the mukhya sadhana. In Treta Yuga, it is yajna is the mukhya sadhana. In this uh, Dwapar Yuga, it is puja or dan. But in Kali Yuga, it is only Nam. Just take the name of Bhagwan. Nothing more has to be done. He said the fastest people can realize and the easiest way to people for people to realize is just to take the name of Bhagwan. And because of that one quality, I did not finish Kali, because lakhs of jivas will get mukti just by remembering Bhagwan. Now it's a different matter that Kali Yuga is such a yuga that people get so overwhelmed that some of them are not able to even take the name of Bhagwan. But the means are available. And there are people who will use that means, and there will be jivas who will get liberated. So that is one reason he does not finish Kali. This Kali, when he was given the fifth abode, now you see what happens to Parikshit Raja himself. Parikshit Raja, one day, he goes into his kingdom. I'll take just 5 minutes more. He goes into his palace and he opens one treasure chest which has been closed for a long time. He opens and there's a mukut he finds there. Now that mukut belonged to Jarasandha. He took that mukut and wore it. Now that mukut was belonging to Jarasandha, and Jarasandha's son was asking Sahadev that please give me that mukut of my father back. Bhim had unrighteously brought it from there. It was supposed to be handed over to the son of Jarasandha who took over. He brought it because of his pride and I killed Jarasandha. He brought it. So that what he brought was vitta or wealth which was got by unrighteous means. But it was Jarasandha's mukut. And Sahadev knew that this is not correct. So he locked it. He locked and he kept it and nobody used it. Now Pandavas have gone away. Parikshit did not know. He opened. He took that mukut. He wore it on his head. Kali entered Parikshit Raja from that gold and from that unrighteous, what you call, the wealth. This is why I was saying unrighteous wealth earned by the father will affect the generations. And even the food, if you see Ahara Shuddhi also, if you see in Vaishnava Sampradaya, it will be said very clearly, if you eat food bought by money earned with unrighteous means, the karmic effect of those unrighteous karmas will come to you. That is why the Ahara Shuddhi, one rule is that. So one does not know, as bhikshus, when one goes, one does not know which money, what food, who has brought, no idea. So then remember Bhagavan, pray and say, Bhagavan, all this is offered to you and you only have come in front of me as food. And one chants the name of Bhagavan, purifies, pours water, drinks it and then eat the food. So even food will affect. Now this Parikshit Raja, Kali went in through his head. Remember 3 Ashwamedha Yajnas he had done. 4th one he has not done. Symbolic meaning we said, his body is purified, senses are purified, mind is purified. Buddhi had to get purified still. Kali came in through the Buddhi. Now when he wore that mukut, you see in Bhagavatam ahead the story will come, that he felt like going for hunting once, because he generally doesn't go for hunting. He went for hunting once, wearing that mukut. There he lost way, got separated from his army, the retinue which has come. It was afternoon time, he's hungry, he's thirsty, and he reaches the ashram of a Shamik Rishi. Shamik Rishi ashram, and Shamik Rishi is sitting in quiet meditation. So this Parikshit Raja gets pride now. So he says, what? This is a sadhu, I am the king, and this sadhu is not welcoming me, and he is behaving as though he is in some deep meditation. So he takes a snake and puts it on the neck of the sadhu. When the sun returns, Shringi, he sees, somebody has put this, and he is a great master, so he realizes This Raja had come. He curses Parikshit Raja, saying, on the 7th day from now, Takshak will come and bite you and you will die. Now that Parikshit Raja removes the mukut, when he removes the mukut, immediately he realizes, Arey, what a blunder have I done. In this much time, what happened to him? He was overpowered by this mother, intoxication. He gave into anger, krodha. He insulted the rishi there. Daya also gone. Shaucham also gone. Tapa also gone. So Kali entered. Through that gold it entered. And all those four things, na? One is intoxication, one is violence. All that he did, he landed up. That is how Kali can affect. Even a great person like Parikshit Raja came under the influence of Kali. This is not to scare anybody. This is to be alert that Kali, even today, Kali will not affect somebody who lives dharmically, who has surrendered to Bhagwan and who lives with that much alertness and seva bhav. Kali will not affect. But when we are not like that, then that Kali will affect. Definitely, it will affect. And so, Parikshit Raja, he repents. He says, how could I even do this? And he leaves the kingdom. He crowns Janmeja as the king and he leaves the kingdom. He says, now I will not drink food, I will not eat food, I will not drink water, I will go and sit. He goes on the banks of Gangaji and he tells everybody that I have done this terrible papa. Dongre Maharaj said a very nice thing. He said, don't declare your punya in front of everybody, it will get destroyed. Declare your papa in front of everybody, it will get destroyed. Papa, if you declare in front of everybody, that is Satyam also, and people also understand, their trust will build, and you will also not do the Papa again because you have declared it. As a psychology of Papa, to some extent, it will work. If one understands that well, it will work. One will not do it again. He told people that this is the Papa I have done. I am very sorry, and for this Prayaschitta, I am going and sitting there. And he said, I have to get free now. 7 days, this death is going to come. I need mukti. Many rishis and sadhus come there and he asks them, please help me, I'm going to die in 7 days and I want mukti. They are saying 7 days, how can somebody give mukti? Is impossible. Parikshit Raja realizes, he says, no point in depending on anybody. I should turn to Bhagwan. He closes his eyes, he is lost in his thoughts of Bhagwan and he surrenders saying, Bhagwan, I surrender unto you. You decide what has to be done. I did this ghor papa karma. I insulted a rishi. I got intoxicated. I got angry. I did such a himsa on him. I'm very sorry, but please bless me. Do something. Give me mukti. That Supreme Lord who protected him, Parikshit says all this comes in Bhagavatam. He says, you protected me at the time of my birth itself. Now please give me mukti. Please liberate me. That Krishna Bhagwan inspires Shukdev ji. Shukdev ji is the avatar of Shankar Bhagwan. Shukdev ji comes there. Samhara is the duty of Shankar Bhagwan. So Shankar ji's avatar comes, Shukdev ji. And he comes and sits there. And he sees such a great adhikari is in front of him. He stays there for 7 days. He will not stay in that place, in any place more than the time taken to milk a cow. That Shukdev ji, who is a Ravadhut, who keeps on moving, who doesn't stay in one place. He stays 7 days because Parikshit Raja's charitra is so glorious and his single pointed devotion to Bhagwan and his genuine repentance. And Shukdev ji comes there. If there is a great guru like Shukdev Maharaj and an adhikari disciple like Parikshit Raja, mukti can happen in 7 seconds also, not even 7 days. 7 days is a long time. In Bhagavatam, of course, 7 days Saptaha happens and that's the glory of the Bhagavat Saptaha. And he gets mukti. Parikshit Raja gets mukti. But this is the glory of the Bhakta also, the glory of the Guru also, and glory of Bhagwan. That Bhagwan brings, if our mind is ready and we genuinely want knowledge, Bhagwan will bring the right Guru to us. There is no doubt. So at all time one should remember the Lord. That is the story of Bhagavatam in the first canto, and then that is how Parikshit Raja asks various questions, that what should a person who is dying, what should that person do? How should one behave? What should be the thought process? All that, lots of beautiful questions he asks, and Bhagavat is given as a result of that. So for today, we will stop here and continue again next week. Some more stories we can take up.
Thank you, Swamiji. As Swamiji was actually speaking at the end, I just realized that during Adhik Maas, next week on Friday will be Swamiji's 7th session. So it is like completing a saptah over 4 saptahs. So thank you, Swamiji, for taking us through stories of the Bhagavatam in Adhik Maas. Couple of more announcements. We have Shravan Somvar Sadhana, which will happen tomorrow. I've just put up the screen. You can see that tomorrow's program will be between 6:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. at Juhu Jagrati Hall at
It will extend up to 8:30 because Rudrabhishek will take some time. So yes.
Yeah, so it will be till 8:30, and likewise on the 14th of August as well, we have it at Chinmaya Jayam, and that is at Santa Cruz West. Please do register for these events and join, and again experience the divine experience that we already had on 24th in our zone in Matunga. But request you all to join this and register. Uh, I don't have the flyer for the other announcement, but Swamiji is also doing a next weekend value gym
Yeah,
session.
I will share that. This is the flyer. This is the value gym flyer. Yeah.
Yeah, so would encourage you to join this sessions as well. This is a residential session. Come in on Friday evening and depart on Sunday evening. Uh, it is it is a life-changing experience. Sometimes just spending 2 days uh, over a lot of these activities can change our entire perspective. So would encourage each of you to join this, to register. The QR code is mentioned and the registration link is also mentioned. You can take a photo of the screen just now and then register subsequently.
Especially encourage the teenagers and youngsters to definitely come. It can be very inspiring for them.
Yeah. Swamiji, that's all that I had. If you have anything else, otherwise we could end with Purnamada.
Yeah, I think for today that much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Thank you.